We can go ahead without it. I did want to show you a lot of pictures. Okay, that'll be fine. So we are run by a 7-member board of airport commissioners, and they approve all of the projects that our division and departments put together to improve and to also expand all the facilities and activities at the airport. Anything over $150,000 or up to 3 years in term of contract has to be approved by the City of Los Angeles City Council. So we are a proprietary department, as well as the Port of Los Angeles and the Department of Water and Power. And that means we generate our own revenue, and we turn that back into the improvement and maintenance of the airports. We have a new executive director has come down from Oakland Airport. Her name is Deborah Flint. She started with us in June, and she's very excited to see this airport move forward, especially with our transportation improvements. And I'm going to go over that extensively for you. Unfortunately, I won't have the slides, but we will be able to kind of visualize. Most of you know the area that we're going to take folks from the 405, from the rail that's coming into this area, and having a people mover move into the airport, so it'll be a lot easier to access the airport.
I'm sorry, you mean that we will have to we'll have to just drive on and try to get in and handle all the traffic, there will be...
Yes, I'll explain that. If I had some pictures, I could show you a little bit better how that's all going to work. But, you know, Jen Perry talked about the economic impact in the city of Los Angeles. Just to let you know what the airport's economic impact is, and that is in this region, we generate about $40 billion of activity, about 313,000 jobs. And while about 1 out of every 20 jobs in the Los Angeles area is because of LAX. So the modernization projects are bringing in about 40,000 additional jobs. Okay. Some of the projects and facilities that we have accomplished at this time has been, as most of you know, the International Terminal has gone through a renovation and an extension of its different gates. Then we took the old, in 1950s, we had built a central utilities plant, and we have, because we're extending our facilities and improving the airport, we had to build another central utilities plant to be able to handle all of the facility requirements. So that was just completed, and that was at a cost of $438 million. Our theme building, which is the space-looking building that you see in the center of the airport, that had to go through some earthquake retrofitting, as well as resizing those spears. They had to redo those because of the materials in the 50s were of a concrete that didn't hold well to all of the moisture, since we're so close to the ocean, and it was beginning to deteriorate. Then we had to redo all of our elevators and our escalators, and then we built a Terminal 4 connector building. If you go to the International Terminal, you realize that there's no connection to the other terminals, either on the north or the south. So people that come into the International Terminal, fly in, they have to make another flight connection. They have to go outside of the terminal building. And so what we did is we are finishing up on our connector building, attaching the International Terminal to Terminal 4. And then down the line in the future, we are going to do the same on the north side, connecting the International Terminal to Terminal 3. So I'm going to address some of our future projects. The Midfield Satellite Concourse Terminal, which is going to be a freestanding terminal west of the International Terminal. Now, you know the International Terminal is like at the far end of that horseshoe. Well, this one is going to be freestanding out farther in the airfield. And in order to have access, we're going to have to transport people underground in a tunnel, correct? So, because we have to have our aircraft be able to have free access and taxiway between the two runways, our north runways and our south runways. Also, I spoke about the automated people mover. That's going to then make those connections. Got something coming up? Oh, I hope. Okay. So that intermodal transportation facility that will help the automated people mover, then that will connect people to have transportation access where you will not have to go into the central terminal area and pick up or drop off folks, so that will really help. Then I know we've been thinking about this for about 15 years, to have a centralized rental car area. Bringing all those rental car agencies together in one location will really help the passenger as he's coming in and seeking to rent a car, that he will then use the automated people mover to be transported to what we call a consolidated rental car facility. There he'll be able to choose from different rental car agencies to then pick up his car. It will be just west of the 405, and there will be a connection, so he'll just be able to get right on the freeway. And then we've been working very closely with Metro. Metro is bringing that rail down the Crenshaw line, and they're going to have a station at 96th Street and 98th Street. The 96th Street rail station will be where the automated people mover will have a station where they can get on. If they're coming from the central rental car facility, or if they're getting off the rail, they can get on the automated people mover and then proceed on to the airport. And then they're building another station at 98th Street. Now that line is going to then go down Aviation Boulevard and make that connection to the Green Line at Imperial and Aviation. So there'll be a complete loop. Okay, we're still working on it. Okay, good. All right, so let me go into depth a little bit about what we've called our LAMP project. That's the Landside Access Modernization Program. And because of access is so difficult, and we are now experiencing 70.7 million passengers in 2014. That's huge. We are the second busiest in the nation. We are fifth busiest in the world. Okay, and any one day we can have up to 6,000 vehicles enter that central terminal area. I've been to the airport because I've had to catch a really early flight, so I've arrived there around 3 in the morning. I'm thinking, oh, there's not going to be anybody there. Wrong. There are so many people because international flights or flights going to the East Coast, our busiest times are in the morning and in the evening. So, I did have a slide, a really good slide for you about the automated people mover, which once again is going to take you from a consolidated rental car facility connecting with the rail, the Metro rail station, then proceeding into an intermodal transportation facility. That's where buses um, personal vehicles, hotel shuttle services, the airport's shuttle service. They can all meet. There's going to be two. There's going to be one on the east next to the rail. There's going to be another one west that's a little further west, that people, so they don't have to all congregate in one location, they can drop off via bus, shuttle bus, personal vehicle, and taking folks away from the central terminal area. Now, this automated people mover too will also go down the center of the airport. The center of the airport will have then feeders to go, there will be 3, that will go either north and south to connect with the terminals, and then N goes straight forward to the international terminal. I'm just doing a complete overview of all of these projects because I want to let you know that we have instituted a new program at the airport. It's called the Business Enterprise Program. And this program was set up to make sure that we include a lot of small business owners. And we have used this category, this designation, to make sure that we get the veterans, the disabled vet certifications that the federal government has, as well as minority women-owned businesses, but using the size standards of the federal government that defines a small business, or the state of California's small business program that defines what a small business or emerging business is. They also have a micro business. We honor all of those, and we want to bring in those businesses that are certified to work on those projects that I just mentioned. Yes?
Do you have a specific target, like a percentage?
Yes, each project, thank you for that question. Each project, the project manager will look at the scope of work and identify a percentage. Like the international terminal was a $1.9 billion project, and they had a 20% small business target. So that's a considerable lot of money, a lot. And I'm going to go through that program in just a minute, but want to let you know that this program, which is called the Small Business Enterprise Program, set up to make sure that we included the veterans and the disabled vets. So it's going to be, it is a mandatory program. So every project identifies a percentage of participation of small business. And then what happens is when they submit the proposal, the prime contractor, we look at the small businesses, and he has to meet, if we place 20% on a project, he has to meet that. And then once he's awarded the contract, we then follow through with making sure that he does use the small business that he's listed. And so we require a monthly utilization report. This monthly utilization report will then follow and track the contract as monies, progress payments are made towards the project. Then they'll see if that subcontractor's work was included, and if not, we'll, I guess it'll be later in the timeline of the project. But just to monitor to make sure that they follow that. Now, there is a penalty, so it's a monetary penalty. And what happens if they assign, say, a subcontractor $200,000 worth of work. Well, what will happen if he doesn't give that subcontractor the $200,000 worth of work? we will take away that money from the project, from the prime, that he did not give that subcontractor. So it's closely monitored. The airport, because of all of its huge projects, have created this program, the Small Business Enterprise Program, exclusively for the airport. The Port of Los Angeles has a small business program. But this is exclusive for the airport because we make it mandatory and we have a financial penalty. And this is huge because we are spending $8.5 billion in all of our projects. We're up to about a little over $4 billion that we've already spent. That includes the Central Utilities Plant and also the International Terminal. So I guess we're...
They're sending somebody.
Okay, thanks. Yes.
I have a question.
Sure.
So, when you said federal, do you mean,
8A program, let me go over what those
because they're different from-
reciprocity we have for the different certifying agencies. Right. So the small business enterprise is defined as an independently owned and operated business that meets the criteria of the federal administration's 8A program or the state of California small business program. And also that this is for projects that are valued over $150,000, subcontracting on construction, professional or non-professional projects. Okay.
Question.
Yes.
So the way you've described it, if I'm a small business or I'm an incubator, in order to participate in this program, I would have to still prepare a proposal.
Absolutely.
And submit it to a larger contractor.
Yes.
So I have to have the list of the larger contractors.
Absolutely.
How does one find out about those things?
Thank you for that question. We are putting together a informational, what we call an industry forum outreach. And I would love to have all of your business cards. We have a staff member out in the lobby area. There is a table. We have some handouts for you to let you know how to register with the City of Los Angeles. There is a website that we make sure that every business registers, yes.
So when a project comes up,
Mm-hmm.
you post that online, we go to your website, we see that it's there, and then there's an attachment of a document of all the major proposers, and that enables us to contact them?
What I encourage all subcontractors that are looking to, not just in the trades, but in suppliers or any kind of periphery kind of services that you might attach to a construction project, I really encourage you to attend those proposal meetings and we're going to put one together on February 4th, 2016 for that transportation system that I talked about, the rental car, the automated people mover, the intermodal transportation facility. They're going to do an outreach on February 4th. And I would love to have all your cards because I will send you out the flyer on that event. And it'll be an all-day information meeting. And then what we're going to do, that'll be on a Thursday, and then what we're going to do Friday morning is we're going to make all the primes, just for half day, all the primes gather in a meeting room, and we're going to ask the primes to interview all subcontractors that are looking to partner with them or to meet them to find out what opportunities they might have. Yes.
They need to get.
We're gonna help you with the computer.
Oh, so I need to move on.
What's the call? Is it this computer?
Yeah, just need a password, log in.
While they're working nothing on that. Are there any other questions? Yes.
Well, interestingly, in federal contracting, you said it's an interview process through, and with the assumption being that all of the small businesses will be interviewing the prime.
We're going to give you that opportunity, yes, at this meeting.
I understand. However, in the federal system, they have what they call a total small business set aside. And in the philosophy of a business incubator, that if you had a joint venture among SBA certified small businesses, could they compete for a larger piece of that pie, like say $3-4 million, if they could have a bonding
If they had a
capacity?
joint venture and they had the bonding capacity, of course.
Okay. So, in other words, the decision makers wouldn't be adverse to say, oh, we're only gonna use the usual suspects and then hope they select some subs and hit those target markets where you could impact that.
Not hope, they have to, or they won't be considered. It's mandatory.
But a lot of small businesses, and I do small business development, a lot of small businesses struggle with the primes, and because of the lack of monitoring, on the state level, not on the federal level, but on the state level. So you're saying FARs is in effect, in other words, federal acquisition.
You're right, I know
Regulation.
FARs.
Okay, so that's what I want to clear up. Because the state of California horribly treated subs when they had out state contracts, and a lot of the state contracts, whether they're utilities or metro, those primes run those small businesses out of business. Consistently.
Okay, let me just clarify that, okay? What you said about the federal government and the state of California, I know personally, because I work very, very close with the state of California Small Business Program. The governor's office has been giving them direction that they have to improve that 3% veterans participation. And so if you have that designation, that certification, a disabled vet, definitely reach out to the state of California's projects because
Madam Clerk, if I may, just got a follow-up. Yes, sir?
We have a microphone now for the questions.
Anthony Williams?
Tribute to Phil Donahue.
Mr. Williams' question, I guess because he made an assertion, what recourse does he have to go ahead and challenge if there's not a proportionate number of veterans or small businesses that are participating in the process? That what you're saying basically?
Very, very close. Only in that, not on federal contracts, the federal contract or state guards, and I was very happy to hear you talk about the monthly monitoring.
yes, and we penalize. We are the only department that has monetary penalty.
Great, because in the state of California, with the utilities and some of, like LA Metro is a definite entity that does not monitor or safeguard the rights of small businesses. And the usual suspects, those primes, after 6 months, they pretty much run them off the job. So it's great to hear that LAX won't allow this to happen on their watch, so to speak.
Right. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I'm going to give you a view of our airfield in the early 30s. It was founded in 1928.
Is that the way it used to look?
Yes. Okay, I went over that, about the modernization of the airport. That's the international terminal on the west side at one of the gates. This is the interior. It's called a watchtower. It's a clock that has animation on it. The international terminal has won over 13 design awards. Now this is the acronym is LAMP, which is Landside Access Modernization Program, and that involves, you know, the improved access and the automated people mover. So you can see in the upper left, the 60s, what it looked like in the 60s, and this is taking a look at the access to the airport and what it looks like today. In the far right, that's what it looked like Thanksgiving 2014. Now, this is the automated people mover with all of the projects that I just mentioned. So I don't know if I have a pointer.
Oh, it's, that little,
This one?
yeah.
Oh, good. Oh, wonderful. Okay, so right here, and this is Aviation Boulevard. This is the consolidated rental car facility. Get on the automated people mover here. You can get on here at the rail station that we're building in conjunction with Metro, this rail station. Then you proceed to the intermodal transportation facility right here, west. They put another one over here, calling it east, but we've got this large one. That'll be where the buses, there'll be parking, there'll be shuttle buses for hotels, passenger drop-off. Then you proceed, get on, and then you come down through here, and then you pass, see Sepulveda Boulevard right here? You're gonna pass that, and then this is the theme building, the space-looking type building is right here. So, right at this location, it will take you either to the north side or to the south side. So this would be Terminal 1 area, or 7. So then you could proceed around the building, then commence towards the next area where you can make a north or south walkway access to these terminals here in the south. That would be Delta. That would be like 5 and 6. And then you would go completely into the international, and this is the international terminal. And you could go down here to Terminal 4, or you could go up here to Terminal 3, this area. Now, over in here is where the Midfield Satellite Concourse Terminal will be built. Just to show you some of the different improvements. So I spoke about that. This is a little bit more detail. This is what the walkways will look like. That's, you know, these locations here, right here. So you'll see the station. You can see how that will look like, and the rail. So proceeds, because it's going to be obviously up in the air. And so it gives you the identifier of the different stations. I just went through those, which you go, this would be the last one, here to go to the international. A little closer view on the walkways, passenger walkways. Of course, here, as you can see over here, there's an area for it to, the automatic walkway mover. Okay? As I spoke earlier, it's for the private vehicles and commercial vehicles. Here's Century, here's Airport Boulevard, this is 96th. This is that large area which we call the Intermodal Transportation Facility. And this is a station right here where they will get on